Record?
Recording.
Okay. Let's try and get this on the first shot. Sync in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sync.
That was close.
I think we got it.
I think that works.
Okay.
Hey, first time.
Today is Wednesday, September 14th, 2016. You are listening to episode 69 of the Bionicle Commentary Central Podcast. We have a light crew today, consisting of me, Ford, and Klenda.
Hello.
Yay!
Leo is still on bad mic hiatus, and LQ.
What do you mean? I'm totally here. I don't know why he sounded kind of like Optimus Prime.
Well, I mean, you're totally the same person, so that works. And LQ
What?
is down in Florida, so
Yeah. I think
he's not
at,
able to be here at the moment.
Is he at Universal or is he at Disney?
I know he went to Universal, which is pretty cool.
It looked
I've
like
never been
I think
myself,
the
but-
hotel he's staying at is in Universal, so I'm guessing it's just that one. But I know sometimes
Probably.
people go to both and all that stuff.
I don't exactly know the area super well, so...
Yeah. I was there, I don't know, 2 years ago, 2014
Really?
Christmas.
I know that Mal went
Yeah.
there at one point. I don't know at what point, though.
Universal is very nice. I don't want to get too into it, but it's just cool. Especially the Harry Potter sections, which, if you don't know me, which it's episode 69, you should totally know who I am by now, because everybody in the comments section hates my guts. I love Harry Potter. I love
Harry
it so
Potter's
much.
good.
And I am a Ravenclaw, and I have a wand that is, I think, Laurel with unicorn hair. I think. So it might be weak, but it will always be loyal to me. Yep, that's how much of a nerd
That's
I
a
am.
good thing. I think I took the same quiz and I got Hufflepuff, but at the time that I...
Boo.
Yeah, pretty much. The sad thing is it's kind of accurate.
Oh, come on, you're more
The
exciting
thing
than
is, by the time
Hufflepuff.
I was...
You're way
The thing
more
is,
exciting.
when I was 11, which would be the age I would have gotten sorted at, I would have gone into Gryffindor. But at the age I am now, I've mellowed out enough that I would be Hufflepuff.
Wow.
So now I'm boring her.
It's okay, they're good at finding things. And
I
speaking...
wish I were good at finding things, then I wouldn't lose
shouldn't
things
say
so
that.
much.
And to find us, you can find us at BionicleComedyCentral@gmail.com, and you can send us emails. I'm not entirely sure we'll be doing emails today because we have such a light crew. So send us to them for next time. Hooray!
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. We're just kind of playing this one by ear. So, at least for now we are.
Or by bricks.
So to start, not much has been really going on in the LEGO community other than, this thing is bad, or this thing is bad. It's mostly revolving around the Death Star and other assorted sets that are coming out.
Yes,
There's
but we
some
talked about
leak
that last
information
podcast.
that's coming out that I'm not entirely sure we have enough information to discuss on. So, not really much.
Yeah, but there is some stuff that we didn't get around to talking about earlier.
Very
which
true.
we could talk about.
I think about last week, a little tiny clip of the entire short was supposed to come on for Sensei Wu, for the Lego movie, or the Lego Ninjago movie version of Sensei Wu, and him fighting a chicken.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I recently rewatched it. It was very, very funny.
I thought it was kind of fun. Yeah, I thought, apparently a bunch of people were kind of perturbed at the fact that there was actual sand in it, which is okay. I'm not really, does that bother you at all?
I thought it was a very interesting choice. I found it interesting that they were using the sand, quote unquote, to imitate gravel.
I mean,
and
like...
it seems to me to add a level of realism, because it's like a kid's playing with it in their backyard or something.
Well, the way I see it, it's like... I would think it would be, say, part of the layout that was in the Lego movie, where, like, they had, like, the different, like, countries or something like that, like, the city, and then, like, what was it called? Like, Middle Zealand or something like that.
That might have been it. There were
There was,
a lot
like,
of
the Old
places,
West and stuff. Yeah, like, they had all that. So maybe it was just, like, there was a diorama of, say, this temple that he appeared to be at. And instead of making, like a base plate and making it look like sand, just fill it with sand and call it a day.
I think it made sense, and it made sense for what they were doing with it, with the minifig head rolling around.
Yeah.
Actually, what I loved about that 30-second clip was that, okay, everyone knows by now that Sensei Wu is being voiced by Jackie Chan, which I still think is the greatest thing since Sliced Lego.
It is so odd.
But also the thing I noticed with the comedy in it, Sensei was chasing around a chicken and doing all these goofy things trying to catch the chicken. That is so much in key with Jackie Chan humor, which is what makes it so perfect.
Like,
and I realized as I was watching it, hold on a minute, this Lego humor ties in with Jackie Chan's humor, and I bet that's why they chose Jackie for the role.
Oh, it reminds me of this old show, this old, like, cartoon. It was like Jackie Chan Adventures or something like that.
Oh my gosh, I watched that when I was
Oh
younger.
my goodness,
then
when he understands. Okay, and in that one he's like, he's always doing something wrong, and when he does, he's like, oh, I'm sorry guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can totally see this from this Wu.
Yeah.
Especially with how clumsy he is.
I would imagine that he would apologize to the chicken.
He's like, well... Or maybe, like, the ninja come out at the end because he, like, destroys the entire, like, monastery after trying to chase this chicken. He's like, I'm sorry.
Actually, Jackie seems to do that in just about everything he does.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything from the Shanghai Kid to Rush Hour.
Wow.
He seems to have done.
I really need to see more
that
Jackie Chan movies. I really need to. I have not seen the whole entire Rush Hour movie. I don't think I've seen any of them.
Like last week.
Really. Oh, well, great. Now you're ahead of me.
Well, yeah, I can understand why some people wouldn't watch it, because there is some objectionable stuff in there, but it's really, really enjoyable. And Jackie Chan is a delightful person to watch.
Oh, yeah. He's cool.
He seriously is.
Also, like, I just love the entire, like you were saying before, like, the visuals of it are just superb, as always, from the people who made the last movie.
It's dramatic, which is kind of weird because of the nature of the actual thing.
I just love the giant Wu in there, which has me thinking, like, maybe it's not even
Wu statue.
Like, maybe it's not even Wu though. What if it's a statue of the first Spinjitzu master? That would be a cool thing.
Oh.
Of course, it's most likely Wu, but it would be really cool for it to be the first Spinjitzu master. And for those who don't know, that's which why wouldn't you? You're listening to the podcast. That's Wu's father.
Yes, spoilers.
It's revealed in the first 5 minutes or something of the pilot.
I also noticed that this is a super tiny thing, but also the color of this statue's hat is different from Wu's hat. It's red and black instead of Wu's golden/white one.
That's interesting. Didn't notice that.
I don't think that has any sort of significance whatsoever.
Yeah, you never know.
But
it's entirely possible. I mean, like,
It's
for all we know, it could help, like, tell the story of the first Spinjitzu master and how he fought evil and such.
Look, hang on, I'm looking at the picture, and it turns out there's actually not just that, but also where the statue is wearing black and it looks like blue.
Oh, really? Huh. It's interesting.
Anyone makes a white and gold joke.
Yeah, but like the way I see it, like maybe that could be the first Ninjutsu master, and it's like he's
sense.
taking the ninja and he's like telling the story, and like he motions to that statue. He's like, and we start with my father, the first Spinjitzu master, and how he conquered evil, and like goes in the sequence of how he conquered evil.
Yeah, there was something else that I noticed in the shot with the sand.
Mm-hmm.
There seemed to be footprints, not Lego minifigure footprints, but actual footprints in the sand. Yeah. Which was a little bit strange.
Let me find these pictures.
I'm just looking through the video while it's needed, so.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. Huh. That's interesting.
But it's just interesting. It's all these little details that I'm wondering, are they going to build on that? Is that there for any reason other than an Easter egg? Or is that just there as a, hey, look at this? Proof of humans in Ninjago.
I mean, there were proof of humans in the Lego movie, so there's that.
Yeah, exactly. It might be an homage to that.
And,
it might not be. I don't really know.
Well, yeah, you're right. There are, like, prints in the sand. Although that may just be, like, it's trying to show inconsistencies in the sand or something like that. I don't know.
No, I think that it's HD enough that it would make the inconsistencies more obvious, and they definitely would not just happen to have it in the shape of a foot if it wasn't supposed to resemble a footprint.
I mean, who knows? We'll find out when the movie comes out, I guess. True. I don't know.
I'm getting more and more excited to this movie.
I
know I've said this before, but I've been against the idea of, and now they must face their greatest opponent, high school.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly they've never been to Kulag. Second, it's just not working for me. And then suddenly they spring Jackie Chan on me.
It's like, yep, we're good. The cast.
Okay, yeah, my attention.
I think it's just the cast in general is like...
The cast in general is just really astonishing.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
And it's basically... Actually, you know what it reminds me of a little bit?
What does it
Legend Reborn. Because in Legend Reborn, then they had...
Yeah.
They had Jim Cummings, I believe, who was the man
Michael
of 1,000
Dorn,
voices.
dude. Michael Dorn. He's not a married man.
Lieutenant Worf.
I want to see who gets that reference. He is not a married man.
I'm sorry, I messed up.
Star Trek jokes. So,
no,
while Star Trek might not be the most popular thing right now, including the fact that it's getting a new show, but it's blocked behind a paywall and isn't coming out until May. I'm sorry, I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm adamant about this. There's some Star Wars stuff going on, especially with Rogue One and how uninteresting it might look, but a few things make it look interesting. For me, I think the U-Wing set looks really cool, but most importantly, the construction sets.
Yeah, which is kind of confusing me. Didn't we already comment that construction looked like it was ending?
So, there's 3 construction sets coming out this year. And then next year they're coming out with 3 more, apparently. I don't know which characters. I don't think anybody really cares because construction isn't really a thing at all really anymore in the Lego community. Because, like, once Bionicle ended, it's just kind of like everything just stopped. Like, I've never seen anything stop that fast.
I think that was because they said, hey, Bionicle was a trump card last time. Let's try it again this time. And then when it didn't work, they were really confused.
I don't think it was that it didn't work. I just think, like, looking back from our discussion last week about how Lego kind of had to, like, cut back a bit on their, like, less than expected, like, popular themes and such, and their marketing and stuff, that it kind of made it suffer. Like, Lego unintentionally or intentionally, we don't know, like, made it fail. So I don't think...
Yeah, we've already talked about this a lot on previous podcasts.
Yeah, we've talked about this, but, like, I kind of brought it up. I don't know if I brought it up on the podcast before, or if I didn't, or whatever. who do you think on the Bionicle team was actually okay with the notion of a bunch of 90-second commercial things for their main story? I'm gonna say when that idea came around, nobody raised their hands.
My question is, who gave the idea in the first place?
Exactly.
I can't imagine a single person at a meeting standing up and saying, "Sir, I recommend that we have 90-second animations to forward this line."
Wait, we have this huge stack for this story Bible. We can't just cut all this stuff out. Oh no, you're doing it because here's some paper. Here's a paper clip and some lint. That's your budget. That's your budget, dude. That's your budget. Work with it. I'm like, well, what? Slams the door in their faces. But, what? We're screwed.
Well, the thing is, I only wonder. I know this is already a big thing, but I only wonder what would have happened if it had gotten proper funding. And also,
I
don't know, what would have happened if it had gotten a lot of funding?
And gotten that third year that it desperately needed.
Okay, this is one thing I'm really glad did not happen. It could have been the exact reverse of what did happen. It got a lot of funding, but no one put their heart into it.
True. You could...
That would have destroyed...
Okay. I just want to, reiterate this
it would have been
quick.
Bayformers all over again.
Yeah, I want to reiterate this real quick. They obviously put love and heart into this. People constantly say that they didn't really, try. They didn't really care at all. It's
and that's
no,
true to
that's
some
completely
extent.
Untrue.
No, it's true that they were not given proper funding, so those people who did not provide fundings were not giving them the proper
love.
Attention.
Unless you're some kind of rich, spoiled brat. In that case, it's here, have some money.
Itself
Yay, I love you, Dad.
did not care enough about the theme to give it proper funding, which is what I mean when I'm saying that it might not have been given love from the people that it might have needed it from
the financial executives or what have you.
Yes.
But, you could tell from the people working on it directly that it had a lot of love, and people blamed them for why it ended. And
it's because they're kind of the face of it, and people are more likely to turn to them because that's who they mentally associate it with.
Yeah. But, you could tell that they loved it. Even in the final episode of Journey to One, which, is unanimously considered, the worst piece of Bionicle media ever to exist, ever. Including
First
me.
episode of Journey to One?
No. The last one.
Oh, the last one.
In the flashback, not only do they have the winners of the mask contest from last year in there, but they also have which that's dedication in and of itself.
I think that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
But they've got 3D models of the actual people's masks.
But then you have something written in the coded language over this doorway. I don't remember where, but it says it said something to the effect of "Thank you for supporting Bionicle." And I'm
Are you serious?
It actually said that.
I never saw that. I only saw one thing that said it capital.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I didn't see that other
I don't
thing.
remember exactly where in that episode it was. I know it was in the flashback, but I don't remember in what part. But it was over a doorway, and it's if that doesn't show love for a line and for the work that they put into it, I don't know what does.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I'm gonna go back and look for it.
Now, just knowing that, it's I can't watch the last episodes I can't watch Journey to One ever again, because it's just it was more of a situational kind of thing for me, because I got up really early in the day, I want to say 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to watch it.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, I was really excited, and then only to find out at 4 o'clock in the morning that it was ending, and I'm are you kidding me? My entire day ruined. But I got into that on an earlier podcast. I mean, much earlier podcast, and I don't want to get into it again, but
that's probably
I was just I was so mad for the rest of the day, and I vented on the podcast, and as we kept on going with the podcasts, we just kind of learned to laugh about it.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that podcast
Yeah.
because, again, I was off on vacation, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And my immediate reaction, as soon as I realized Bionicle was ending,
Mm-hmm.
after the knee-jerk reaction of, wait, it's over? Was, I can't leave you guys for a week. I leave for 1 week, and when I come back, Bionicle's ended. Gosh, guys.
It was all
Do I
our
gotta do
faults.
everything around
It
here?
was all our faults. Abort mission. But
Pretty
to get
much.
back on the contraction thing, Rogue One contraction, which, like, before I was like, these kind of suck. But now I'm like, these are actually kind of okay.
Well, I hadn't seen these until pretty recently, and my first reaction is, that is one cool Imperial Death Trooper.
Oh yeah, the Death Trooper's pretty cool. I'm more excited, and pretty much it's like unanimous that the best one of these is the droid, which I still don't know the name of for the life of me.
Oh, it's actually says the name over here. It's K2SO.
Oh, okay. I feel like they could have done the arms better. Like, don't they have a piece
Hold on a
for,
minute.
like,
I think
the
that this is a
elbow
reference to this.
thing?
I think that the name of this droid is a reference to something. I feel like I know the name Kato Sato from somewhere. Or Kato Sato. Well, wait, yes! That was the name of the Green Hornet's companion's name was Kato Sato. Or Kato Sato.
I'm not familiar with it.
It's a
but
pulp
I'll
magazine.
go with that.
It's a pulp magazine. I can show you at some point, but it's very obscure, so it's probably completely
I've heard of
It's just
Green
really funny,
Hornet.
though.
I've never like.
He's got an
seen it.
Asian chauffeur slash
Yeah.
sidekick.
Yeah, I know
His
that.
name is Kato Sato slash Sato. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Mhm. And then there's also
That's so funny.
there's also the main character. What's her name? Jin. Is her name Tonic?
Jin Erso?
Is it? I thought it was Gin Tonic.
No, I don't think it's Jin Tonic.
I'm gonna start calling her that. So Gin Tonic
Oh my
has
goodness.
like this like tonfa thing, so she can like has a gear function and she can like flip them around and stuff and do tricks and stuff. I don't know.
Do a handstand. You know.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
I noticed that they're trying
not-
very hard to make her more compact, because if you look at the
Oh yeah, definitely.
it's definitely meant to be much more contained.
Yeah, and they even
Which I
made a
find
new torso
interesting.
shell for her.
Yeah, it's an interesting...
Yeah, they made it
It's an interesting
a little
choice.
bit more, I guess you could say feminine, but not
I would
too
say
much.
so.
Not too much.
They did not like a bad DeviantArt mock.
True. Which is a good thing.
It's definitely a good thing.
The only thing that stinks is that it has that horrible printing all over it, so you can't reuse it, and it's only in that color, so you can't...
Wait, didn't you at one
Make it more
point take
colors.
a chest plate and just scrape all of the top coloring off so that it was all the
Me?
main coloring? Yeah.
Me? Not a big torso plate. No.
No, not a big torso
Oh, I've
plate
taken
that,
like
but just a chest
super.
plate. It
I've
was for
taken
that blue
superhero
one,
chests. Like
Yeah, it
on
was a
the
superhero
masters.
chest.
Yeah, I've taken them and done
Yeah,
that.
it was a blue one, I think.
The blue. Oh yeah, because that only came with Chi Eris, and it had this like gold kind of printing all over it, and I'm
Chi
like,
ball on it?
blue and gold, sure they go together, but I need this for a blue and black mock, so that's not gonna work.
Yeah, though I suppose you could do that with this too. And I'm quite sure that there's some sort of solvent
Yeah.
that could dissolve it.
I don't know.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
just-
I did not intend for that to rhyme.
I don't know. I just it would be cool for it to come in more colors, I think.
It would. I wonder if they're going to reuse this torso plate or if this is a one-time appearance.
I hope it's not, because
Because this is a cool design.
yeah, it's
Looking at
it
it.
shows promise, which I hope that Lego sees.
Yeah, my only issue is if you're gonna have printing all down the front, have it on the sides too.
I don't know.
Because otherwise it's like, and on the front we have this, and on the sides
Now you're sounding
it's
like
completely
a
different color.
minifig elitist. It's like, oh, you got printing all over the front and back. Why not on the sides, dude? C-3PO had it.
No, I'm
Come
not
on.
actually a big minifig person.
Yeah.
I have
Though I think
but honestly,
even though
it
I
was a little
hated the
bit ruined for
Fanfic
me by my
Awakens,
siblings ordering 20 clone troopers at a stretch.
even though I hated the Fanfic Awakens, I have to say the Fanfic Awakens C-3PO, perfect.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You know, the one with the red arm.
That's called the... Oh!
Yeah,
I forgot that it was called that. I'm sorry, I remember the thing and not the name.
Oh, okay.
I'm bad like that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
But
I don't think
also...
anybody really cares for it anymore either, except for, like, people. Which, like... People.
Yeah.
So we're, like,
Jin
pretty
isn't people.
wrong here.
Yeah, also, I'm slightly annoyed that the goggles... this is a stupid complaint to have, but the goggles are fused to her hat.
Also, like, she has a hat in the first place. Like, they couldn't just make generic, like, ponytail at all? No?
I assume not. Also, it's weird that her hair is, like, attached to her face. And... I don't have a problem with the eyebrows, and actually the nose is really well done. It's just a little...
Oh yeah, the sculpt
weird
is there.
Lego thing.
It's just...
Actually, the face structure is very interesting, and I like how they differentiated it, or tried to anyway, from Rey's face.
Mm-hmm. It's just like the one off-putting
the eyelashes
thing
are a little much,
for me,
though.
for all of them, except for the droid, because that's actually worth it. The price, they all cost the same.
$30.
Actually, $25 in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
$30 in Canada.
I was looking at the Canadian price.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant
so they're
Canadian.
all the same price and have quite different parts ranges. And another thing, I really like. See, it's K2. Okay, K2SOs. I really like his Skull Basher function.
He's got the Skull Basher?
He has the Skull
look
Basher
at that.
function.
He does.
Yeah.
My first knee-jerk reaction to this guy was, he is very gappy, and very... not gappy, but he's very spindly, I suppose.
Yeah, he's very...
But, I mean, it's supposed to be a droid, so I can appreciate that it doesn't look like a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
And they were trying to make him look mechanical. I love the hips and lower torso.
Yeah, they're weird.
Very nicely done.
They're weird, but I like them.
They're weird, but I like it. Yeah, exactly.
It's something that, like...
It's something unusual that I've never seen before. Actually, also the calves are also an interesting design.
Oh, yeah.
And...
also, that new shell that they use for the thighs. Forgot about that. Yeah, that looks awesome. And I can't wait to use it.
A good, compact way to do it. And actually, a lot of my mock ideas are coming from new sets because they're using the pieces in ways that I have not seen them used before.
They're really nice, and I want to get my hands on them.
I'm probably going to try and get Kato Sato. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stop calling him that, though.
Just call him that. It's fine.
I'll call him K.
It's fine.
Because we already have a Rey, so I'm going to call him K.
I could just call him K2. That's fine, right?
K2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
K2,
I thought it was really cool that... So you know how he has those little, like, insignias on his shoulders?
Yeah.
So in the minifig version, he has, like, the normal, like, lightsaber rod kind of things for, like, his arm connection. Yeah. But on the ends, they're printed with that insignia, with the Empire logo.
Really?
Really. Like, that's so well done. Why couldn't they do that for Bionicle?
Well, I think that they decided, one is Star Wars, everyone knows about that. Bionicle, who knows about... Oh, wait, why are we bringing this back?
It's cancelled! We cancelled it in, like, January 2015! We cancelled it!
Actually, it might be interesting if someone were to reverse the structure on... I'm sorry, I'm going into a slight bit more critique on K2.
Go ahead.
I'm going to keep on calling him K2, I'm sorry. But it might actually be better if you reversed the lower legs, because that's the way that the actual human muscle is shaped. if you look at the curve on the
yeah.
spike thing that makes the knee.
Yeah.
I've been annoyed with that actually on certain Bionicle pieces.
Maybe at least like do that and then add some like extra piece on the front to kind of help smooth it out a bit when you flip it.
That's what I would want to do.
Yeah. Or maybe just
because I
even
can see
just
that
like
why they have this is the trick of presentation side forward.
And all you'd have to do is just mirror it. Like just add that little like tooth piece or the little claw piece that it's using on the other side.
Yeah,
it might be a little bit bulky, but it'll work.
Yeah, and honestly, if it's a robot, who cares how bulky or not bulky it is?
Yeah, that would look really nice.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
Look at those arms. They're not going for human realism here.
Also, star of the show, Black Bionicle add-on. My favorite. To say the least. I've wanted this since like January 2015. So
that's a long time to be waiting.
This is like yes.
Oh, actually, look at this on the Imperial Death Trooper. It did the same thing that I was just talking about with the back leg piece.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they did that with a bunch of the other ones. Or at least like before. Yeah, they did that with Obi-Wan and Luke, and I think they did it with Ben. I actually call him Ben Edgelord. For anyone out there who wants to know. And then there's also Mary Sue. Wasn't supposed to live. And completely useless. Yeah, that's his name. Completely useless.
Fill in the blank. See if you know.
Oh, and then there's
Wait, wasn't one of them shot first? Wait, he was supposed to be dead. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about the fanfic Awakens.
Okay.
And then the other characters in the movie are, I just want to get paid and leave because I already broke my leg. Oh my goodness, you want me to make another Indiana Jones movie? Why? And then there's also Big Harry Carpet Man.
Harry Carter Man?
Harry Carpet Man.
Oh, Harry Carpet Man.
Yeah.
You say Harry Carter.
He's the best one.
Even though he's not the red one.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Whoa, hang on. So, I don't know what it is, but I think the little, like, what's it, like pauldron or, like, epaulet on, the Death Trooper? I think that little section with the ammo clips might not be molded on. Although it does look kind of molded on, but I'm not entirely sure if it is or not.
Like, the ammo clip on the his top left shoulder?
Yeah.
I don't think that's molded on. I think
it looks like there's like studs underneath.
Separately.
And then
okay, I think I see what they're doing there. They're doing another over-the-shoulder thing.
Yeah.
With an attachment
that would be cool.
With studs, and then on top of that, then they've got the printed ammo clips.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would
cool.
like increase.
I like that.
The reusability for me at least, because that piece is already like top notch.
They've got a shoulder piece. Oh my gosh! Now I totally want to make mocks with these, even though I don't do a lot of mocking. But these pieces are just really...
Oh, yeah, the parts are awesome. It's just...
I'm also looking at it from an artistic point of view, and I'm thinking, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so fun to draw.
Nice.
Except it's stupid hard.
Yeah. Just kind of stinks with the prices, though.
Yeah,
like, come on. They're all the same.
I know I'm going to end up getting some of them. It's just
of course.
kind of...
I just wish that
we
could have more of that Black Bionicle piece. I just want, like, a bag of them that doesn't contain just one of them.
That would be lovely.
That would be like...
Super Mega Awesome Fantastic?
Yes, it would be. It would be a Super Mega Awesome Fantastic to my time as a Bionicle fan. But I won't be giving up on being a Bionicle fan because I will always be a Bionicle fan. That came out wrong.
Don't worry, protodermis runs in your veins.
Yes.
We understand.
It's bad for me, but I love it.
Who said it was bad for you?
I don't know. I mean, like...
Don't believe whoever told you that.
Depends on whatever kind of protodermis it is. If it's energized, you're in trouble. If it's molten, then you're really in trouble.
Well, you've survived okay so far, so just assume you're okay.
Okay. It's always good.
And technically, I suppose that since all Toa and maternal beings in the Bionicle universe are made of protodermis, or at least metal is made of protodermis,
I think they'd be okay.
I don't actually know if they have blood.
Well, the thing is, like...
I mean, I know that
how could they be made of protodermis if the first experiment on energized protodermis, in order to make it, wasn't until after the Matanui robot had been built? And all of the inhabitants have been built. Did I just find a plot hole?
I really don't know, though I remember reading somewhere that at least the metal components were protodermis.
Yeah, but like, how could they make that protodermis without synthesizing it from energized protodermis? Because they didn't do the experiment on energized protodermis to make it, and then find out its effects and how detrimental to the planet it was, until after they had built the Matanui robot, right?
There was other protodermis around.
I mean, I guess. And like, they had other like elements to use, like Excidian, I think, was another one from the mountains.
I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different like ores and stuff. There's a bunch of different like Bionicle based ores.
They had a very incredibly large mythos that I don't think anyone actually knows all of.
Yeah, it's like, it's so expansive, it just doesn't work. I
started reading some of it at some point, and then I came across all these characters that I had no clue who were.
Oh yeah, like.
And I thought I was incredibly well versed in Bionicle lore, and compared to some people I am, and compared to some people I'm really, really not. Though it was rather startling and kind of humbling in a way to see, wait, who's this? I looked them up. There's this entire story arc that I had no clue existed.
Which one?
The one I'm talking about specifically is the gold-skinned being.
That's a good one to start with.
I entirely understand that person.
Yeah, that one was just weird, and I'm not entirely sure where he was going with that. Which, like, he wasn't either. So there's that.
Yeah. You know, I do really wish that they had just gotten Mr. Farshti to continue.
I mean, like, either like
those. It wouldn't have been that expensive to just get him to finish those.
Like, just like make like an outline of how it would have been finished at least, and then go with that.
Yeah, something like that, or maybe as a 10th anniversary special in 2010, they could have released it.
They kind of already did that with continuing it, which they didn't let him anyway. So there's that.
It's one of those sad things.
It's a shame we're never really gonna see it again. I mean, at this point, like, I don't really want him to write them. Like, he can if he wants to, but at this point, like, he's so far out of it that I feel like he wouldn't know where to start. You know what I mean?
Well, there's so much there that...
Yeah, there's like he has
it unsaid.
It's the kind of thing where it's like he has a lot on his plate, and I don't think he can eat all of it.
He does. That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
Though, also then, firstly, Lewa started out in trouble. He ended up in trouble, and I think that's the way it's meant to be.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I would think that like.
Last thing we hear of Lewa, he's gotten into trouble again.
I would think that Lewa would have made friendly with those people anyway.
I think he would have. I think that somehow...
It's like all you have to do is like show him your air powers and whoosh him away and just run. Dude, you can fly. That's even better.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that he finds some way to communicate with them, something or other.
Yeah.
And then they go... And then he lifts someone up in a chair and they worship him at the beginning.
With his air powers, and they're like...
With his air powers. And they all start
If you don't release me because I am your god, then I will destroy you and eat your faces.
I thought only a poem could do that.
I will destroy you and eat your faces.
Oh my goodness. But, yeah, I think Kopaka and Patu were...
They were on the Red Star.
Red Star.
Yeah. And they got cornered by Mavra. And everybody got confused. And then...
Everyone got really confused.
And then you had Zarya, Chiara, and Orde, and Gilu, who were in the middle of the Most Dangerous Game. They were literally in the Bionicle version of the Most Dangerous Game, if you ever read that story.
I have not read that story, but...
Oh, really? Oh. It's about this guy. I don't remember, like, specifically what happened. But it's about this guy. He finds an island. And there's this guy who lives on there. This other guy who lives on this island. And he's a big game hunter. And on this island, he has this big...
Oh, wait, I remember this.
He has this big, like, hunting range. And he gets shipments from all over the world of exotic animals. And he hunts them down and he puts them in his house.
He's bored of that, so now he wants to play a more dangerous game, which is hunting humans.
So yeah, he gets there and he's like, hey, I want to have some fun. So I'm going to hunt you. And if you win...
Have fun, don't die.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it eventually gets to the... I don't know if I should tell you...
No, it's okay. I remember it now. It's just been a long time.
Basically what happens is he reaches...
No, I remember it now.
he like...
You probably don't want to spoil it for people who
Spoilers for everybody who hasn't read it, because I just want to say it, because it's so cool. So he makes it back to the house, and the guy's waiting for him. The hunter is waiting for him, and there's a bed right next to him. And he's like, if you beat me, you get this bed. And then it, like, cuts with the asterisks, and the last line is, and it was the most comfortable bed that he ever slept in. Talking about the protagonist.
Yeah.
So, you can infer what happened.
Yeah.
Which, like...
Well, I imagine it would be a very comfortable bed if you just evaded death.
If he made one, that's a different story, which most likely that's what happened. But, like, what would that be like in Bionicle? And we got that, and... Yeah. So apparently the Voroks are, like, sentient. Or they were sentient, but they,
what would happen if we got X?
There's a difference between intelligence.
We had... What would happen if we had Ninja in Bionicle?
No.
Well, we sort of did. We had, like, assassins.
You mean, like, the Dark Hunters?
I was thinking specifically Laviska.
She doesn't really count. Nah.
Well, Scott, what would happen if you had Transformers in Bionicle?
No,
I'm not talking about Bayformers.
I know what you mean, but just... No. I don't think they would fit.
I'm not saying actual Transformers, I'm just saying that...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but it's just...
And I'm not suggesting that actual, like, Optimus Prime and Kopaka team up.
No.
It's just, I don't think it works that way.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know, like, what they could possibly... anyone could possibly introduce into G1 that hasn't already been... You know what I mean? I mean, of course, it's, like, 5 years over by now, but, like, still.
Well, yeah.
And then they could have introduced, like, all the things in Generation 2, but because of money, they couldn't. So that stinks.
But don't start that again.
I'm not going to start it again. I promise.
Don't start that again.
What was one thing that I really kind of liked?
In G1 or G2?
In G1. I just want to kind of like get into that real quick.
Okay.
Because, like, there was so many good things. Actually, no. One thing I liked about G2 was how the powers were handled. Where the Toa could basically become their respective elements. Like, that was cool.
I did like that.
That was
And that's one thing that I've always kind of had as my own interpretation, as you will,
because
of Bionicle, that they are literally almost an incarnation of their element.
Like, a Toa of fire should be able to turn into fire and travel with fire or cause a giant fire with his own, like, energies and such.
I don't know.
With his own, like, spirit, I guess you could say, or his own being or something like that. Or, like, a Toa of water should be able to become water and travel faster in water that way by being water. Or, like, becoming, like, a current of water, you know what I mean?
Now I have a bad mental image of Golly melting.
Maybe that was a bad one. Well, we have, like, Pohatu, like, turning into... Yeah. Like, turning his body into stone and...
Not only traveling with the tornado, but actually, Pohatu, I think, was one of the closest with his element.
Yeah.
Other than possibly Golly.
Maybe.
Because Golly used her power all the time, but Pohatu not only could fly with his element, but he's also the only one who, like, became his element.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I must admit, I did get a few chills watching that happen. I was like, wait, hold on a minute. He can do that?
It's like, this is my house. Not in my house.
You're not gonna do this on my turf.
Not in my house.
It's that one moment.
Master's down.
My goodness. And he's been holding back this whole time.
Wow.
It's like the thing with Kopaka and...
One of the many good things in Journey to One that just kind of fell flat. Not in my house.
Oh my gosh, now that's going to be a thing, isn't it?
Oh, of course it's going to be. I'm surprised it hasn't already been a thing. But, like I said before, like, as soon as Bionicle ended, it's just like, everything just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Actually, that raises an interesting question. Not at my house. Do the Toa actually have their own houses? Do they...
Probably not.
I mean, do they, like, live out there? Does Kopaka sleep in a snowdrift?
I don't know, man.
Does Golly, like, find a little air bubble? Do they sleep at someone's doorstep? Do they...
They sleep at someone's doorstep, and then they come out in the morning, it's like, this hobo's here again!
Toa hobo.
This gold-faced hobo is here again!
It's this weird
They wake up and they're like, oh, please, just give me a pillow. You're like, no, I'm not gonna give you a pillow. Get off my property. And they just leave. And then, like, if it's Tahu, you can't get mad at him, or else he's gonna, like, burn your house down. It's like, didn't give me a pillow. Burn your house down.
I don't think that Tahu would do that, because even though he can be very strong-tempered, I don't think he would hurt one of his own people. I don't know. For something like that. Maybe
Kopaka would, like, freeze the lock on the door.
Now I get this image of the different Toa, like, trapping all the villagers' doors.
Jeez. Yeah, the Toa were hated.
The
Toa were hated very much. Except for Liwa, he was the lovable one. He was like, hey, can I have a pillow? And they're like, no, but I made you this bouquet of flowers. Oh, come in, get something to drink.
Oh my gosh, that would actually happen too.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense. Maybe like Onua.
I think that like all the Toa would find some place to sleep.
Onua
just
wouldn't be able to go inside a house. Onua wouldn't be able to go inside a house because he's too big. So they just kind of like give him all the stuff because he's too nice. But they're
And
like, it's okay. It's okay.
Kopaka just
here.
stands around all night, and then Izator goes over to him and said, "What, you didn't get any rest last night?" And Kopaka replies, "I didn't sleep." There are all these puns you can do off of Kopaka.
And then Isator's like, well, that's bad.
I think another Izator starts preaching to him the importance of a good rest. Or he just ignores it like he ignored the "I didn't sleep."
And then there's a legend about sleeping. Hear now, my son, the legend of sleeping.
In the time before dream.
No.
No, I shouldn't do
When
that.
times are dark and the sun has gone down, get
When
some
insomniacs
sleep,
are-
dang it!
When skies are dark, and all insomniacs seemed lost. The Sandmen, one from each tribe, shall unite and summon the Toa. I don't know.
Summon the toe on your doorstep. And
Shove
at
on the
all
doorstep,
costs,
like,
you
"Get
must
some
not
sleep."
let them in or give them a pillow.
Even if they give you a bouquet of flowers, darn it.
But actually, that's the main exception here, son, because, like, that's okay. That's nice. It's a nice centerpiece with the kitchen table. Okay, Dad!
Random stranger comes up. "Hey kid, wanna buy a bouquet of flowers?"
No! Stranger danger.
That could get
How am I
really...
a stranger? We all wear the same mask.
Well, it doesn't come much stranger than that.
I'm still
Everyone's faces
okay.
look
I
the
still
exact
think.
same.
Did I ever tell you my headcanon with that? With all the villagers
No, I
wearing
don't
the
think
same
you did.
mask? So Akimu's masks were highly treasured, and everybody really liked them. So what if he made just one style of mask, the protector mask, that we know of, and just called it a day? Like, that was his most popular
So you're
mask.
saying that the entire island of Okoto went through a mask fad?
Yeah, so they went through a mask fad, and then the mask makers both disappeared. Like, the one just got
So we stuck with only
obliterated
those
and
masks.
went to the Shadow Realm. The other went to a coma. So they had nobody make masks for them. So they're like, well, hope we like them now, because now we're stuck with them. So then they decided to pass them down from generation to generation. And, like, that's smart.
That's sort
That's
of
smart. Like, that's subtle.
like it's on the verge of making sense and is believable.
It makes so much sense.
What I used to wonder, and don't anymore, is how they would all recognize one another. And my answer is the same way that mother penguins find their baby penguins in a big group of penguins.
Well, like, another thing that I think Generation 2 did well was body types. Like, how the Toa and the Protectors all had different body types and stuff.
Yeah, that was a good way
so,
of making
like,
them all unique.
One person, through their body alone, is going to look different than another person, I would think.
Yeah, and also I assume that the individual person would have a unique voice, way of talking,
That too.
way of standing,
Unique
body language,
eye
etc.
color.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I assume that stuff like that would be more integral in their culture because their masks all look alike.
Yeah. Like, that, the masks tell them that, like, okay, they're part of a distinct tribe, like, aside from their armor of some kind. But, like, they might all look the same, but they have a certain level of distinctness that people don't really see.
And
yeah.
also I assume that there would be some sort of... I always like to think that there would be some sort of armor that we haven't seen, but some sort of
And, like,
armor, whether that they might have worn all the time or might have just been ceremonial.
yeah, and
That
like,
would
another
distinguish
thing
their
that I was
rank
kinda,
or
like, getting
profession
into,
or
like,
something
the,
like that. Like in Minecraft, how every individual villager has a different color cloak.
Right,
Something
right.
like that, except
Yeah.
for...
And another
style
thing
armor.
I was kind of toying with was, like males and females, like, it's no secret, they all have a different body type. Like, they're distinctly different. So, like, I've been mocking a bit, and I figured, why not use the normal, like, the Bionicle add-on piece with the pistons, for male Akotans, and use the piece of unification for female Akotans. Makes sense, right? Because like the one is slimmer and the other one is larger.
Well, I like doing different kinds for each individual, like one basic style for one gender. Again, I'm not super big on marking.
Yeah, so, like one basic style
also
for
the
one gender.
That I'm
that's kind of what that's what kind of what I'm doing.
Siblings
like
also, I'm including as quote mined quote. So there's a disparity of different sizes and shapes.
Right. Yeah.
Including a centaur, which is kind of weird.
Sure. And then there's like you can add the gearbox if you want to, but I don't really include it.
Well, it makes it really bulky.
Yeah, I think
it sacrifices the shape for the function.
Yeah.
So
like
it's quite
I think the only way the gearbox really works is if it's going to be like a protector or a mask maker, for me at least. Like
I would think
I made the protectors a while back, the protectors of old, or the ancient protectors.
Yeah, I saw those.
And they all had a gearbox. But like that was in a different time where they had more time to do things to train and such because they were in a time of peace. But now you have these new protectors that we know of right now who don't have as much time to train because they're constantly fighting.
Well, wouldn't that still have the effect on their body as...
Well, like, I feel like...
similar effect on their physique as training?
For my... I mean, yeah. But at the same time, it's also... It's not only... It's not only, like...
Then I would assume that
I guess I kind of said it the wrong way. What I kind of meant was, like, how can I word this?
How to put this?
I guess another thing would be like artistic interpretation, not just for me like building them, but how do people 1,000 years from then see them now? You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Like there's a 1,000-year gap, so like that's another thing I kind of like about G2 is that the story was told in very different ways across its media.
It was told in
and it was told like a story.
Different styles.
Yeah, it was told in different ways, different styles, and it was told each time like a story. A story can be told in many different ways, can be warped and shaped in very different ways, can end differently, can begin differently.
So it almost acts like it's being told by a few different people, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like you're going up to different people and saying, so, what is the legend about Bionicle?
Yeah, so
because
like...
remember, we start out with the narrator, and then we have Narmoto telling the story, and then at the end we have Izator,
and
or
like,
a different...
And we know from watching Journey to One that Narmoto left a bit of stuff out.
Yeah.
Like about like all the skull battles and such.
Yeah, and obviously
left out a bunch of stuff from the legend, but that's beside the point.
It's not exactly like the Tiraga were always straight up front with
like
all the time.
And that's even a thing. Like with the first video, the legend, it was told very simply what was going on with the mask makers. Then we get Battle of the Mask Makers and the last episode of Journey 1, the flashback portion, and it tells a very different story of how he was actually jealous and how it showed and what he did and what Makuta did. I'm talking about Makuta.
No, I know what you mean.
Like it tells, and then Battle of the Mask Makers shows like how Akimu sought to prepare for what was coming. And how the masks
again, it is very much like it's being told by different people in different people's perspectives.
I feel like
on it,
in terms of
especially
how
the last one, it seemed like it was almost Makuta's point of view.
I wouldn't say Makuta's point of view. I'd say like
not quite Makuta's, but it was closer to.
If it were told chronologically, I'd say that it all started with Battle of the Mask Makers, because that was directly what happened, and then it was told through generations and generations of warping and twisting and all that stuff as the legend of what we saw back in 2014.
This is the legend of Bionicle.
Yes, a long time ago. Oh, that gives me chills.
It's kind of
and then
interesting
Narmoto is telling the entire story up to now, And it kind of reminds me of reading about the Iliad and how that story was passed down, and they think that Homer actually wrote it somewhere, but it was actually just told because he was blind or something like that.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
correlation, but I think you're right there.
Yeah.
It's
it's told like a big...
whether Homer was or not.
It's
but
told
it was,
like an epic, and I love it.
Well, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's like, as soon as you realize, it's like, wow, this is genius. If only they got more money.
Well, the thing is, if you overthink a lot of the stuff, well, not overthink, but just think it
through.
If you have enough time to look and poke at it,
You'll find something really cool.
It's really cool. Even if it looks really childish or it looks strange or not your kind of thing or something like that, it still has a lot to offer.
Yes. And that is why...
deceptively.
And that is why we never judge a book by its cover.
Why we never judge a Toa by its Kanohi.
Sure.
Because, after all, Holly was a girl.
Listen up, kids.
Holly and Ika specifically.
Alright, I think that'll do it for us. I think we've gone on for long enough. Yeah. So, I guess I'll do the ending for this one, because Boss Man isn't here. So, if you've stayed with us up until this point, thank you for listening to episode 69. So, for me, Ford, and Klenda, have a good day.
We thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next video. Please, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends.
You're so much better than me.